listen, let's drink up. Your death look like big fun.
Hi, this is Dean with Pretty Productive. Welcome back to my channel. Today what I'm going to be doing is a budget set up for the month of October, and I know this is October 2nd today, so it's very late for me. I have been budgeting this way probably for the last 11 years, and with very few exceptions. This is the first time that I have waited this long to set up my budget. So I'm gonna have you watch me kind of figure it out, because I am gonna be looking at a little bit different of an income. So for September, I kind of just stopped budgeting midway through the month, and I should say I stopped doing videos. I stopped doing my check-ins because I was just kind of staying within my budget. There was a lot of cash going in and cash going out because I really like to use cash, but I don't know if I was using cash because I like to watch cash stuffing videos, or if I was using cash because that was the best method for my budget. And really at the end of the day, it is not. So I am going back to a cashless budget. The only one that I will have cash for will be my expenses, like my everyday walk around cash, because I always like to have cash in my wallet. And then I took the cash that was in a lot of the sinking funds that I really would be just putting it back in the bank, and I put everything back in the bank. So my envelopes are very lean. You don't even see them because I'm not using them right now. I've just decided to simplify for the month of October, see how I feel. I think that's one of the most important parts of budgeting, is making it work for you and not being afraid to change it up. So I've changed up my system many times, but this is, I think, just to simplify for the month of October, this is what we're gonna do. So my income is coming down a little bit, like $300. So it will be, instead of 97, it's 94. 9,400, sorry. 94 divided by, so 47 for paycheck number 1, 47 for paycheck number 2. Now, I have always been paid monthly, so you know, at the beginning of the month my check came in, and that's how I pulled my pension. So it will be a little different because this month I will have a mid-month check and there's one on the 14th, and then at the very end of the month. So what I did was I went ahead and left the cushion in my account that will more than compensate for bills that needed to come out before I got my second paycheck, because I'm just very used to budgeting this way. My one daughter pays me $210, and then our medical account, you'll see that come in and go out, because right now we are doing Cobra. So I do appreciate you all being very patient with me and answering my poll that I put on YouTube, asking what you liked in a budgeting video. And overwhelmingly, it was not about the cash stuffing, because most of you don't use cash as part of your budget, but really just finding out the method and how I set up my budget and how I check in on my budget. So checking on my budget is so much easier when I am using my Capital One credit card, because all my transactions are there and I don't really track my spending, my everyday spending. What I was finding was a lot of time and energy getting receipts, and I still get receipts because I scan them into Fetch Rewards, but you know, making sure I had recorded it, making sure I added it in. So I'm just going to kind of use my credit card statement more for, you know, checking in and things like that. And what I wasn't accounting for is the time I was giving my husband cash for groceries or Venmoing him, because it wasn't showing up anywhere. So this is just gonna be easier, and we'll see how it goes. Our mortgage is $3,100. Our cell phone is $258. Did come down a little bit because my one daughter's off. My gym is going up $5, so it's going to be $57. Internet is $120. Life insurance for my husband and I is $106. Auto insurance, we prepaid the year, but I'm putting $200 a month away to pay for next year. Cable and streaming went up a little bit to $115, and my medical insurance is $1,934. So if you've watched my channel for any amount of time, you know I don't like uncertainty, particularly with my budget. So September was a tough month for me. I wasn't sure what I was doing, if I was going to resign my contract, if I was going to find a job with benefits, if I wanted to work full time. You know, I was kind of going back and forth between what I should do and what I'd like to do. So I think re-signing my contract for the next 3 months was a nice compromise. It kept the income level. It still does not solve the benefit issue, but that really needs to be resolved by April when the spending account is exhausted and we're starting to have to pay that almost $2,000 out of our paychecks. So we'll kind of cross that bridge when we come to it, but for now, we'll just see. So my electricity is tracking at $275 for this month. Trash and water has come in at $129. We had another leak, so it went back up again. Natural gas, I'm gonna guess $40. It's been right around there. I did look at my last year and that's about what we paid. Pest control, I do not have service this month, but HOA, I do. So versus taking the $30 out and putting it away, I'm just not gonna take it out for right now. Elements is $80, Audible is $16, Sterling Ink is $35. I did increase my Planner Spot subscription to be the whole kit, so it went up to $35 as well. Netflix, Hulu, and HBO. I need to get rid of HBO. 6 plus 15 plus 16 is 37. So we got rid of cable and we did streaming. So we saved over $100 a month, almost like $120 a month from cable to streaming. So I'm really happy with streaming. You still need to have these though. It doesn't include those. So I really told my husband the other day that we really want to look at what we use. We use Hulu a lot and we use Netflix a lot. I kind of have HBO Plus just because there was a couple shows that we like to watch, and then he pays Disney Plus and Apple TV. So we have a lot of different streaming services. So we kind of want to look at that. And so when I look at my total for my fixed expenses for the month, now with my old budget, I could pretty much just do this in my mind, but there were changes, so I just want to make sure I am right. I probably should flip this around on this sheet because, so these two segments of this form are actually fixed, or the same every month. The variable is flex based on the time of year with my electricity, or if it's a month that we're going to pay HOA, that kind of thing. So my total fixed expenses is $6,093. And then when I add in my variable of $275, $129.40, and $225 is $669. So I add those two together. And so my total expenses here is $6,762, which huge part of my budget. So if I started with $11,544 as my income, and I subtract $6,762, that leaves me with $4,782. Okay, so giving is $400. Groceries is, hold on, let me just make sure that this is a 4-week month and not a 5-week month. It's 4, okay, 4-week month. Groceries will be $500. Eating out, I'm gonna put $200. I'm almost thinking I'm gonna take groceries and eating out and make it one food category because we've been under in groceries because we've been eating super simply at home, but then we have been going out, you know, and grabbing salads, things like that. So I've been over in eating out and under in groceries, so that might be something I look out next month. $200 for spending. Entertainment, I'm gonna put $100. Personal care, $100. Gas for car, probably don't even need that. Miscellaneous, I'm not gonna fund. Again, I just rolled that over, so I'm not gonna have that. Medicine, I'm gonna put $100. and my mom 100. So right now her place is in lockdown, so we can't even visit, but that should be lifted in next week or so. 100, 200, 200, 200. So that is 1900 for lifestyle. So let me just add that up again. That seems weird. 400, 500, 200, 200, 400, 200. That's right. Okay. So I started with 4,782 minus 1,900. I have 2,882 left to budget. So I always save 10% of my income. I have been doing that all year. So that is a non-negotiable. So 9,400 instead of 9,700. Now what I did in September is I took my entire income from my full-time job and did not spend any of it, and I just rolled it into my savings account. So I mentally needed to know I had a cushion. So if something happened, I was sick, or I had to, do something that I was not at work, since I don't have sick pay, I wanted to make sure that the money was there in case I needed to move it over to cover bills and things like that. So I took that money and put it in. So I'm more than, I have more than my original goal, which was to have 10,000 in that account. It's just gonna sit there. I'm gonna add to it, continue to add to it, because I just want that practice of saving 10%, but I no longer will be saving 10% of my incremental, because that's part of that mean number. So if I had 2,882 and I subtract my, see, I'm so conditioned to put okay, minus 940 means that for sinking funds, I have 1,933. Now I have not gone through yet and balanced my sinking funds, because I just took money back. And when I say I took money back, I took it back to my checking account, and then I moved it into Capital One. So it is not yet in my Capital One account. It takes about 5 to 6 days, and I just did that the other day. Before I did that though, I did take out the $200 for spending, and I left some money in a couple different envelopes just to have a little bit of a cushion there. I am spending everything in personal care today because I'm taking my daughters out for a pedicure for my daughter's birthday. I cleaned out her birthday fund. So I kind of just been pulling money from different envelopes that were designated for that particular activity. And that is what I did with that cash. So instead of putting it in and then taking it back out, that's how I did it. Okay, so I have already moved the $940 into my savings account. I took and moved Christmas over, so that was $400. Now Christmas is fully funded. I started with $3,600, but I've already moved that. And I also moved medical, what's this out? Health and medical. I added $200 to that because I have an appointment at Red Mountain not this week, but the next week. So it seems to be about $190 every time I walk in the door. So I wanted to go ahead and move that money over. And then I took the $200 for the auto insurance, and I moved that into my car fund, car expenses. So I added, but I'm not going to write it down, just so that you know, because if I write it down, it counts it twice. So this money, instead of making the payment to the car insurance, I move it into the savings account so that it will be there when I am ready to pay it next year. Okay, so I have 1,933. I took out the $400 for Christmas, and I took out the $200 for medical. Technology. I did buy a phone in September, and it's coming out of the technology account. So what I did, I bought it straight from Apple, paid outright for it, and then I sent my current phone back, and I'm getting $370 credit for the phone that I'm sending back. So my phone became $850. I have about $2,200 in my technology fund. So what I did, because when you do the buyback program through Apple, it comes as a credit to your original form of payment. If I had paid cash and just paid it off, then you get an Apple gift card. And I didn't really want an Apple gift card for $370. So I put it on my Apple credit card, which is an interest-free card when you buy Apple products. They'll put the credit on my account there. They've already done kind of a temporary credit so that the only balance I'm seeing is the $850 versus the almost $1,200 that was the phone with everything. So I just feel more comfortable seeing that credit come in. They'll send me an email when they finalize it. I just sent my phone back a couple days ago, so it will probably be another week or so before I get the credit. But they do that in case the phone comes back broken, or I forget to send it back, or it's not in the condition, or it doesn't work, or whatever that I said it did. So that's how they work that. I'm very confident that everything will be fine. So once that credit is finalized, then I just pay that card right out of technology. So it's linked up to my technology savings account. I'll just full payment, and then that will be done. And then I need to start building technology back up. So I'm gonna put 200. My daughter and I are going to Vegas next week. Actually it's this week, oh my God, which was our joint birthday gift. So most of that trip is already paid for. I am going to start to build my vacation fund back up. So I'm gonna put 300 in vacation. So I have 1,233 now. Okay, let me go back up and start doing birthdays. So my birthday will get 50. Megan's birthday will get 50. So this is next year, our birthdays are in July. My husband just had his birthday, so his envelope is empty. So I'm gonna put 50 in there. Nieces and nephews funded. So my daughter's birthday is this week. I took out a lot out of her account. So her husband's birthday is in February. So I'm gonna put another 50 in there and start building that back up. Black Friday will get 100. So that is 100, 200, 300. So minus 300, that's 933. Clothing is fine. Date night will get 100. So 833. Dental will get 200. So 633. Gifts is getting a little depleted, so I'm going to put 100. So that's 533. So Christmas I do as a separate account, and then gifts is other things, like for example an anniversary for a friend or family member, or something like a bridal shower, baby shower, anything like that comes out of my gifting. Or if like my brother-in-law had surgery, so we brought over dinner, and that was $90. And I originally was gonna take it out of gifts, but I ended up taking it out of entertainment because I had not spent my entertainment money. But that's where that money would come from. And then tax prep gets 50. And I'm just starting to save for April. Okay, so let me come back up here. I'm gonna put 100 in beauty because I've pretty much exhausted that one. Birthday family is good. Birthday niece and nephew is good. Okay, I'm gonna put 200 in clothing. I have 183 left. I feel like I'm forgetting a certain category. Oh, I am, it's not on here. Okay, I don't need to put anything in planner right now because I just bought my planners for the year. Under rewards, my daughter is gonna have a baby. So I'm just gonna put grandbaby, which I'm very excited about. She's having a girl, and I did offer to help with her nursery, setting up her nursery and things like that. So it's something that my parents did for me when I had kids, and I wanted to be able to do it for her. So I've already rolled some money into that. We're gonna talk budget today and kind of get a game plan together. She's not due till April, so we've got a little bit of time, but I'm gonna start putting money away for that. So let's just see if we add up here. So 1,933 minus 100 minus 50 minus 50 minus 50 minus 50 minus 100 minus 400 minus 200 minus 100 minus 200 minus 100 minus 200 minus 183 minus 50 minus 200. Okay, what happened here? Okay, you probably all saw me do this and know exactly where I'm off. Okay, let's try this again. 1,933 minus 100 minus 50 minus 50 minus 50 minus 50 minus 100 minus 400. Oh, that's where it is. Minus 200. I think I forgot to take the 400 off right away. Yep, that's what I did. Okay, since I had already moved it, I kind of just forgot that I did that. Well, I didn't forget I did that, but okay, so we need to bring this down 400. So I will take the 200 off dental and the 200 off clothing. Okay, so that should balance. I am so used to just doing my transfers on the first of the month that I just did them automatically, and I didn't really stop to think that I could, it was gonna be okay with my new budget, but I figured I had a little bit of wiggle room, so those were my priorities. Okay, zero-based budget. So I'm gonna bring lifestyle over here at 1,900. Savings was 940, and then my sinking funds were 1,933. So, and my income was 11,544. Okay, so 6,093 for fixed expenses, 669 for variable, 1,900 for lifestyle, 940 for savings, 1,933 for sinking funds. It's $5 off. 6,093 plus 669, 6762. So 11544 minus 6762, 4,008 minus 1,900, 2,882 minus 940. This is why I like to do a dry run before I turn the camera on, but this is reality. This is like what happens right now. So 1942 minus 1933, it's $9 off. I'll add 9 to grandbaby, and that should do it. So 1,933 plus 9 1,942. So let's re-add that just to make sure. 6093 plus 669 plus 1900 plus 940 plus 1,942. This does not make sense at all. Okay, so 2882 minus 940. 1942. This should equal 1942. 100 plus 50 plus 50 plus 50 plus 50. 100 plus 400. I know you guys are all yelling right now because a number of you already saw my mistake. So I may need to turn the camera off so I can think. So 1942. So 11,544 minus 6093 minus 669 minus 1900 minus 940. Okay, that does balance. Okay, balances. Okay, zero-based budget. Wow, that was hard today. Really hard. I am very out of shape doing this. So that's gonna be my budget. I'm gonna check in at least once during the month, and then I'll do a month-end close. And I apologize again that I did not do any of that in September. I just kind of put it aside and just tried to get through the month. So I actually did a pretty good job on my budget. I had money left over, and that money I rolled into, I just put it back into savings. So I figured that the more savings I build up right now, the better it's gonna be, and it'll make me feel more comfortable. So that is everything for this video. I kind of miscast stuffing, but you know, it is what it is. We're gonna try it this way, and then mid-month I can always pull out the balance if I really don't like this method. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions at all, please put them down in the comments, and I appreciate you coming along this journey with me. Take care and have a great week.
I'm buzzing, let's drink up. Your death look like big fun. Come on, let's get it on like that.